absolutely horrible. Indeed, I think all the shit that's ended up in my body from the radioactive microwave beams is beginning to leave my body. It is very strange. It does seem that the psychotronic microwave beaming has stopped. Indeed, I have a few theories on it. Indeed, evidence is pointing to the fact that this operation was set up by the Research and Development Branch of Wiltshire Police, operating out of Melksham. This was very interesting indeed. It seems Wiltshire Police were testing new tactics on selected targets, i.e. their main selected target, i.e. me. So it was the Research and Development Branch of Wiltshire Police, operating out of Melksham through a private citizen, who I believe is Julie Ferris, Emma Ferris's mother, was operating the machinery as part of a research and development research project coordinated by Melksham Police, who were doing it after having been tipped off by Devizes Police that I'd been exposing them on Instagram. So it's very interesting to consider the fact that Wiltshire Police are prepared to irradiate people, and the fact that Wiltshire Police are prepared to irradiate a mental patient. This says a lot about Wiltshire Police and the erection of a police state in the future, and what is coming in the future, basically. It's already quite terrifying indeed. The beaming was hell, and now I'm suffering from the after effects. Indeed, I probably have melatomas or something. Something will probably come from the fact that I have been beamed at by radiation by Wiltshire Police on and off for 6 years. So I am going to probably die in the next 3 or 4 years due to the carcinogenic aspects of the radiation that Wiltshire Police have inflicted on me. So I'm hoping people find this video diary after I'm dead and will know that Wiltshire Police were responsible for my death. So it's very interesting to consider. If I wasn't telling the truth about Devizes Police, why would Melksham Police have irradiated me? This is the thing. Everything I've said about Devizes Police and the population of Devizes is true. That's why Melksham Police organised this project through the Research and Development Branch of Wiltshire Police, because this is an example of the new tactics that the police state are introducing for people that they deem as troublemakers, i.e. people like me. These are stated, the government hate paranoid schizophrenics and therefore license the police to use psychotronic microwave radiation beams on schizophrenics. So it's all very interesting to consider who is running these operations. The answer to that is simple: Freemasons. Indeed, British Freemasonry is coordinated by MI6 networks that are themselves coordinated by Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst networks. Indeed, majority of percentages of MI6 are now coordinated by the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst. This is the Illuminist takeover of the United Kingdom coming into its final stages. And soon we will see the implementation of a druidic human sacrifice religion complete with ritual child abuse. Indeed, the British police state is being erected to protect the ritual child abuse rings being run by the British police. This is all that's really happening. The British police aren't necessarily scared of foreign powers. Indeed, Russia is a paper tiger, and China doesn't really have any interest in taking over the United Kingdom. So it's all very interesting to consider the British police are importing Faith of Ishmael adherents to protect their ritual child abuse rings from the public. Indeed, it's not the Russians or the Chinese that the British paedophile police are scared of. It's the British public. So the British police will do literally anything to protect themselves and their profits. And as we have seen, I spent 6 years under radiation from Wiltshire Police's Research and Development branch in Melksham. They have been radiating me for 6 years. All of this was first organised by Devizes police officers Jerome Butler and Stephen Nash, who decided they'd simply had enough of the crackhead conspiracy theorist operating out of Long Street in Devizes, i.e. me. Jerome Butler and Stephen Nash of Devizes Police decided they'd simply had enough of me and my internet posts, especially my internet posts that mentioned Devizes Police. So they decided they'd had enough of me because I was attracting too much attention, especially from young people, and they were worried that the young people would start listening to what I was saying about Devizes Police. So they set up this operation basically to radiate me and defame me. Now this is Zezetzung in action. This is Stasi style techniques that the British police are using. As I stated, Jerome Butler and Stephen Nash of Devizes Police set this all up in accordance with a theory that PC Miller had, that the best way to shut me up was to cut me off. Indeed, they now know that they're dealing with a very strong-minded human being. And I will not die yet. And I will not give up my battle against Devizes Police, Melksham Police, and Wiltshire Police as a whole. Indeed, Warminster Police are now on my list of targets, as they expected themselves to be. But this is the thing, I have to target all of the Wiltshire Police departments, because they're all stupid, creepy pedos. So they all need to be taken out, town by town. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider. I'm quite happy here in Warminster. I do not intend to leave, despite certain people that are giving me trouble in the town. However, they are waiting to the green light to kill me, apparently. So it's all very interesting. I could end up being murdered by the locals here in Warminster. It's all very interesting how pro-police the Wiltshire population are. Perhaps they're not all, but many of them are having crimes that they've committed dangled out in front of them, and are therefore forced to operate for the Wiltshire Police networks. Indeed, Stephen Nash and Jerome Butler of Devizes Police set this all up 6 years ago, so this is happening in a certain way. Indeed, the Wiltshire Police are acting in a very similar way to the Stasi, but on another level of filth, really. So it's all very interesting. The Stasi weren't all pedivores in the way that Wiltshire Police are. So this is like another level of targeting and another level of disgusting behaviors by the police, really. Indeed, as I stated, they want to implement a police state in the United Kingdom to protect their paedophile rings, basically. Indeed, the whole far right is basically organised in a certain way so as to protect the British police's paedophile rings in an endgame situation. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, all of the people that are being lied to by people like Rupert Lowe, Tommy Robinson, Nigel Farage, etc., are all being used and manipulated to basically protect the British police's paedophile operation. So it's all very interesting. Also, the far right in the United Kingdom is ushering in a new wave of British fascism. It is a wolf in sheep's clothing. The British far right is fascism. Although they claim not to be fascist, the British far right is entirely fascist. And this is all occurring in accordance with the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst, who do not want Wiltshire operating in Wiltshire because they know, I know, about Rupert Lowe, etc. So what's going to happen now? Indeed. Am I going to be assassinated? I don't think so. Indeed, I believe if I was going to be assassinated, I would have been assassinated 7 years ago. And I wasn't. So it's all very interesting indeed. What is the role of Russian military intelligence now? They are operating in Wiltshire, out of Salisbury, and watching this saga playing out between Willsey and Wiltshire police with interest. Because as I've stated, the GRU is majority percentage controlled by the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst. So it is very difficult to know who is and who is not a Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst operative within the GRU. Indeed, it's very interesting. I've stated before that I am not a GRU operative. And the GRU have been confirming this to the British police for years, but the British police will not listen. They are intent on casting me as a Russian military intelligence GRU operative. It's all very interesting indeed. It would be of great embarrassment to the GRU to basically be associated with a lunatic of my level, indeed. I'm a total lunatic. I'm a psychopath. I'm a schizophrenic. I am a maniac. And the GRU would not want to be associated with me. So they are watching this situation playing out between me and Wiltshire police with interest. Because they have certain sympathies for me, considering my sympathies with certain aspects and elements of Russian culture. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider. The Albanian mob have given up trying to kill me, as they're risking a blood feud. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. I'm so paranoid now that the beaming is going to start again. The thing is, I'm not sure it will now because the Ferrises have been identified and they're under warning from someone. But I don't know who. I don't know who would have stopped the Ferris family from this continued beaming of me. The Melksham police are now scared of the fact that I might reveal their people on this channel. Indeed, PC Jury, the pederast operative for Melksham police, was part of this research and development branch that set up this Stasi-style Zezetsung operation on me. The PC Jury is a key operative of Melksham Police's research and development branch and was heavily involved in the technology, really, that was used to carry out this systemic radiation of me. Indeed, it was PC Jury who gave the technology to Julie Ferris. So it's all very interesting to consider PC Jury is a arch pervert, really. He is a baby rapist operating for a baby rapist police force. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, in the intelligence world, British intelligence know that I believe that Russian intelligence are less evil than British intelligence. And this is true. As I have stated, my loyalties are to the Anglo village girls in these small Wiltshire towns. So I would never actually go over to Russian intelligence, despite my belief that the Russian intelligence services are the lesser of the two evils in the world. Indeed, the real evil in the world is the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst. I do not believe that the entire British intelligence structure is evil. However, the higher levels of the British intelligence structure are Hellfire Club operatives, Ancient Order of Druids initiates, and Freemasons. So I can have no accord with them. Also, these networks are directly interlinked with the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst, who are going to become my main focus. Indeed, this is what's interesting for Russians and Russian military intelligence, because they weren't fully aware of the extent they've been penetrated by the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst. The Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst have majority percentage control of Western Russia. So it's all very interesting to consider the fact that this conflict in Ukraine is being organized specifically by British and American intelligence operatives who are themselves operatives for the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst. So you have all these Nazi savages on both sides of the conflict, i.e. the Ukrainian paramilitaries and large percentages of the Ukrainian army itself, i.e. the Banderist networks, Stetskovites, Melnikites, etc. And then on the Russian side of the spectrum, you have the Vlasovite networks and various other Rashist, i.e. Russian fascist networks. All of these networks are coordinated by the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst, when it really comes to it, through British and American intelligence operatives who are themselves operational for the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst. Their ultimate loyalties are to this enormous child ritual abuse syndicate. And then we have the groups such as the Maniac Murder Mayhem cult operating in Ukraine, Russia, Georgia. And these networks are all coordinated by British policemen. So it's all very interesting to note, just as the 764 offshoot of the Order of Nine Angles is coordinated by British policemen. So the British police are running a branch of the largest child ritual abuse syndicate on earth, in communion with the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst, who are networks of German Freemasonic societies, secret orders, covens, and the continuums of the Nazi intelligence structure, i.e. the Sicherheitsdienst, SS intelligence, Abwehr, i.e. German military intelligence from the Second World War, and the Gestapo. All of these networks interweave. Indeed, the Stasi are also incorporated into the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst. So it's interesting to note that the British police, i.e. the Wiltshire police, through Melksham Police's research and development branch, coordinated by two Devizes police officers, Jerome Butler and Stephen Nash, are basically operating Stasi-style techniques. And the only way that they would have learnt these Stasi-style techniques is from the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst. It's interesting to consider that there has been a huge crossover between the Wiltshire police networks and the Mossad. As I've stated, the Mossad are themselves a branch of the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst. Indeed, the Hebrew networks are operative for the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst, which means a lot of the Second World War activity, i.e. the slaughter of Hebrews by Nazis during the Second World War, was actually a false conflict. So it's all very interesting to note that. But this is a theme that has been circulating in the conspiracy theory circuit for a little while, but I can confirm that the mass pogroms in the Second World War were a false conflict. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, Banderists, Vlasovites, Hebrews, and Nazis are all one network. And the Russians know this. The Anglos are going to know this. And the Serbs know this also. So it's all very interesting to consider how this is occurring. Now, what's going to go down now is that I'm probably going to spend a few days attempting to basically flush the radiation from my body. And then hopefully I'll live longer than 4 years. So I'm very glad that this beaming is over. Indeed, I'm very grateful to whoever managed to knock out the beamers. I have a few theories on who it was. That's the thing. So hopefully we can really begin to get stuck into some real deep exposures of the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst and the Anglo-American cryptocracy elements that are interconnected with the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst. And of course, continued exposures of the British police, especially Wiltshire police, and the worst paedophile cartel on the face of the planet, i.e. the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst Wiltshire police continuum. So it's all very interesting. And anyway, I'm going to leave it there now.